So the FDA requires me to inform everybody on the call that we are not medical doctors and are trained medically. And that before you accept any of the recommendations that we provide or have discussed in this program, that you thoroughly discuss them with your doctor. That is, before you start even before you start the King diet, you discuss it with your doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. The AMA and the FDA also require me to inform everybody that we are not medically trained, and therefore we're not allowed to diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate any skin disease or any kind of skin disease. What we can do is we can educate you how to use the King diet to your benefit and how to make it work. We can educate you how to clean your environment, how to clean your skin, and the targeted supplements, the Herbal Stop formula we discussed earlier that can help build immune functioning, health, and health, right, and vitality. That's what we're allowed to do.
Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday, May 1st, 2022, and we're entering the general Q&A section of our Sunday Morgellons call.
I have just ordered the Parasite Stop Herbal Formula. It was out of stock for a while in the store, so I'm excited that's coming in. And I've been very interested in the topic of pheromones and that type of thing, because what I was wondering is when you are doing well on the diet and you're alkalinizing your body and strengthening your immune system and taking lots of garcillin and MSM sulfur and ionic minerals and what's the other big one? Max one.
Right.
Are you in fact creating a situation whereby your body is becoming less attractive to the parasites?
I wouldn't say so. I would say that what you're doing is you're building health and immune functioning. Now, by using Max 1, boosting Max 1 has also an impact of helping the diet kick in by boosting glutathione. So there are different things that do help the diet kick in. And there is a study done that's reported in the book where it indicates that boosting glutathione is helpful in dealing with Morgellons. So
yes, you've said that before. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really think these things. It's just replenishing. For instance, the Super MSM gel is organic sulfur. The MSM capsules is organic sulfur that you take internally. And Morgellons deplete your body of sulfur and iron. And the ionic minerals replenish the iron. So, and even somebody said, well, goodness sakes, you shouldn't take collagen then, should you? And no, absolutely. Simply because the filaments are comprised of collagen and keratin doesn't mean you don't want to take collagen. It means that your collagen is being used up, and it's a good idea to supplement your collagen, which is also part of our protocol.
Yeah, but it sounds like what this lady was saying about the pheromones, which interests me greatly. For example, I'm constantly slathered from head to toe in neem oil and wearing clothes that have been in containers with menthol crystals, so I'm highly mentholated and highly neem.
Everywhere you go, the odor follows you, right?
Oh, I stink, but I feel like I'm protecting myself from springtails in my environment.
Be so much better to apply some pheromones and have them without any odor. I agree.
Well, it sounds like what you're saying is these pheromones are making you less attractive.
Yes, that's a suspicion.
It also sounds from what you said as though perhaps the Parasite Stop Herbal Formula is having some effect in reducing parasitic activity. So is it also possibly making you less attractive?
Absolutely, because the research study that was done and reported in the blog by reducing dopamine uptake in the brain seems to make you less attractive to the organisms. They're less interested in you.
Well, I'm way interested in making myself as unattractive to these little bastards as I possibly can. They are straight from hell. I believe that Morgellons and springtails can only be the work of the actual devil, because I can't even think of anything more insidious. And one more quick thing after that, which is on the topic of herbals. And this is something that I'd love for Barbara to weigh in on someday or look into. I began to look into herbs that specifically kill spirochete bacteria. And certainly there are. And the number one is sarsaparilla. So my question to you, Richard, with regard to what medicinal herbs may or may not be compatible with the diet, if you want to take sarsaparilla and you want to take skullcap, well, skullcap is in parasite stop, so that's probably safe. And you want to take internal neem, so that's probably safe. So the big question is the sarsaparilla, which I can't think of any reason why sarsaparilla would, A, not be okay for the diet, and B, sarsaparilla is so powerful against spirochetes, I feel this is a very important aspect, because we tend to get hung up with the springtails and trying to get rid of them, but we really need to get rid of this bacteria. And there are a couple other herbs as well, but taking this medicinal herbs that specifically target spirochete bacteria and kills them and causes them to unscrew out of your cells, and it warms your blood and draws them out of your cells and into the bloodstream, where the powerful detoxing power of the sarsaparilla sweeps them right out of your blood. And so not only is sarsaparilla a killer of a killer of spirochete, but sarsaparilla also helps if you have a Herxheimer reaction, helps clean the toxins out of your body and soften that reaction.
Well, yeah, this is something I'm definitely going to have Barbara look into. She is overwhelmed right now just getting enough of the Parasite Stop formula out.
Yeah.
On her back list is we have a mouth regenerator herbal formula that she's been working on. We have a stomach herbal formula that also stomach repair, mouth repair. Both of these formulas she's been working on, just hasn't had time to get them into production. As far as the spirochetes go, they have not really been a big issue, because I'm all for having her create the herb that can supplement what we already do, but by simply boosting glutathione, it takes away the playground of all spirochetes. And the playground that spirochetes love is intracellular toxicity. So it takes away the mercury and the cadmium and the pesticides that these guys are happy with, and they don't thrive in an environment that there's no toxicity, and that's the beauty of boosting glutathione. And then the garcillin, which gosh, just about everybody takes that. The
ingredient in the garcillin, the alanine or
allicin,
that is also listed in the herbal research on killing spirochetes as a powerful killer of spirochetes. So for me,
absolutely.
I've taken the Max one and I've taken the garcillin for a year and a half. I still have quite a lot of Morgellons. So how are you
doing with the diet?
I'm doing well with the diet, but I feel like what's happening is I have been on sarsaparilla for quite a long time and skullcap. I think these things are making Morgellons come out of me. All of my hard nodes that used to be so deeply embedded in my skin they would never come out are completely soft and loose and just peeling right off me in the bathtub. So for me, I just am feeling like really attacking the bacteria is what I needed to do.
So you're progressing pretty well, because those hard nodes, they're difficult to get rid of. Purgio nodularis.
Richard, the nodes are just softening and loosening and rubbing off of my body when I put oils on, and just I can rub them right off of my skin in the bath. I just rub my skin, and
that's great. So you're still having production of filaments and fibers, these strange filaments?
I have filaments. My filaments are like fiberglass fibers, and they're in the nodes. They're the material, the hard material that are in the nodes.
All right, so they're breaking down then for you. That's good.
They're totally breaking down. So I'm thinking
you're doing well.
I think I'm killing off the bacteria.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're definitely progressing. You're on the right path. Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. I'm just about to start. I'll be going on the Parasite stuff, and I'll be going on Night and Pyram and my second course of Lufeneron. So I'm really hoping to eradicate this situation. And my final question is, do people tend to get Herxheimer reactions from Lufeneron and or Night and Pyram? Because I am highly sensitive to Herxheimer, and I've had it several times.
Absolutely. The detox, the Herxheimer reaction can happen even with the Garcillin and the Max 1 and Night and Pyram, Lufeneron. Any of these things are going to potentially release a lot of stuff that the body can't get rid of fast enough. And there are two ways. One is zeolite. You would want to go on Amazon and look at getting some zeolite and taking that. That helps diminish the detox reactions. The other is to use our complete amino acid formula along with our digestive enzymes, our agro relief. Unfortunately, our amino acids are out of stock once again and won't be in until probably the end of May. So the zeolite would be what is available at this point.
I will definitely do that, Richard. I think that sounds like a very excellent tip. And also just drink a ton of water and lemon juice and really try to flush.
Absolutely. Hydrate. Flush that stuff out.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Keep coming back. And I'm glad to hear of your progress. That's fantastic. So you would say that you're in a much better position now than you were when you first started the program.
Yeah, it's still pretty terrifying because a whole lot of crap is coming out of me, but at least it's coming out.
Yes, that's good. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Who's next, Chris?
Shirley.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm just beginning the stage 1 of the diet, but trying to go cold turkey off of Diet Coke. I was getting severe migraines. I just couldn't take it. So I started, I drink maybe 1 can a day, and but I've seen a significant improvement with just the diet alone. I was really amazed. And I'm also I've been taking this for the past year off and on, and it seems to help the EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid detox. And it seems to help me with my brain fog.
You're doing that, are you going to a doctor for those treatments?
No, I did not. It was a friend referral.
Usually that's a detox. The alternate to that is Max 1, to boost Max 1, because Max 1 does the same thing. But I didn't know you could get EDTA treatments without injection, sitting in a chair for an hour.
They have dietary it's a dietary supplement detox that I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I just interrupt for 1 second? The headaches are from caffeine withdrawal, and you could just add coffee which doesn't have all the chemicals that Diet Coke has.
I can't do coffee. It really upsets my stomach. But maybe a tea. I'm thinking,
or a black tea or a green tea that doesn't have anything else in it. They have caffeine also.
Okay.
Because what's actually happening is, even though it doesn't seem it, you're actually allergic to that Diet Coke, and coming off of it is the headaches are normal. It's very much your body's trying to detox. It's an allergic reaction. So just keep cutting it down. If you're down to a can a day, go to a half a can and throw the other half out. Go to a quarter can a day. Or switch. See if you can find something like a tea that'll replace it.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. Yes.
I was also having a problem with my cats, and I was wondering what I could do to give them relief. I've had no success with the veterinarians, and I've been doing just coconut oil and diatomaceous earth, and was wondering.
So Robin can address that issue. Go ahead, Robin.
Okay.
Well, are you on Richard's email list?
Yes.
Okay, because a couple of weeks ago he sent out a thing of I had sent him what to do for pets. So if you actually read Richard's email, it's all there in hard copy. But the first thing you want to do is get lufeneron and nitin-pyram. It goes by weight for pets, and the website is fleasmart.com, which is associated with the people who make lufeneron and nitin-pyram for people. You should be on that too, but not from that site necessarily. But yeah, you want to. It comes in capsules. The lufeneron you give to your cat. You open the capsules and sprinkle their food. You do it once a month. The nitin-pyram, depending on how bad their infestation is, you can give it to them every day. And when it gets better, you start giving it to them a few times a week, and then maybe once a week. In addition, you do sprinkle diatomaceous earth on their bedding. You can rub it in their fur. You buy Adam's pyrethrin flea dip for cats and dogs, and you give your cat a flea dip by using a capful in a cup of water, holding them by the scruff of their neck, rubbing it on, holding them still for 8 to 10 minutes, and then with clean water wiping it off. It's not a bath, it's a flea dip using washcloths. And in addition, you want to get clean food for them, and can't remember the names. I use 3 different brands, and they're in, I think Richard put them in the email. One is called Origin, and it's regionally appropriate food for cats and dogs. And the other one, I can't remember. One is called Perfect Bistro, and I use a pate, turkey pate, and I forget what the third one is. It's a freeze-dried food. So you want to do all, and in addition, you want to get a lufeneron, what is that collar?
Seresto?
Yeah, Seresto collar. It lasts 8 months, and it repels springtails, fleas, and mites. So that's really helpful also. And again, it goes by the weight of the cat.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, this will be recorded. This is recorded. It'll be available on YouTube if you weren't able to take notes. It will be published by this coming Friday.
I'm doing good. I'm on the lufeneron, and it's helped big time. And I am not going to say I'm cured, but whatever it is, whatever the lufeneron does, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but
yeah, you are.
Okay. It just, I'm not going to say I'm cured, but I got my life back right now, if that's what you want to call it.
Great, congratulations. Yeah, I used to call it Lufinon, but it's Lufeneron, and you pronounced it correctly. Yeah. So, thank you. Okay, who's next?
Okay.
Hi, Maria.
My problem has to do partly with something that happened recently. On April the 7th, I fell and broke my arm.
Oh.
And of course, yeah, it just literally kills you to break your arm, especially if it's your right arm. I went to a second facility that was a private one, and there I had a major conflict with the doctor and other medical people there because I asked for something to protect my skin under the cast from being attacked by the mites. And that presented a problem.
I would imagine.
You should have been there. I wish I'd had you there with me. So you could have told them a thing or two.
They would have put both of us in the mental institution.
Probably. But I asked for some 91% alcohol to coat my arm with for protection. Well, they didn't have any 91% alcohol. I don't know whether I believe it or not, but I sent my friend out to go to a drugstore nearby to buy some 91% alcohol and wouldn't let them put a cast on until I had that alcohol on my skin. We had to wait about 30 minutes until she got back, but that's what they did. The alcohol didn't really protect me full time, but I think it helped.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I was told, well, go to University Hospital, and I felt like a tennis ball being slammed back and forth on the court.
This is a lot of stress. Yeah. This would be a good one for our stress management segment. So, do you have a question, or basically sharing your experience?
If there is a best way or a better way or some tips you can give me, because I never had that experience until the other day, but now I'm scheduled for another appointment for the 10th of May, and I think that is an exceptionally long time to wait to get your arm put in a cast. They said that the last X-rays were just about a week ago.
So your arm is not in a cast right now?
It is in a cast. It's in its fourth cast.
Oh, so they're going to put another cast on?
Yeah, I've had 4, 2 from the first hospital.
Okay. So what is your question?
A second one from the private doctor. I don't know how to handle stuff like this because I don't know enough about broken arms, and I just kind of want to know what to do, how to handle something like this that seems beyond me. I thought they seem like a bunch of amateurs that don't know what to do and just keep putting it off and off and off. So you're
asking how to have them apply something to your skin so that you won't be bothered by the mites while you have the cast put on? Is that what you're asking?
That's one thing.
You know, the 91% alcohol, I don't think that would last very long, but I would think it'd be better to pat your arm down with diatomaceous earth or some essential oil than
even someone who doesn't have springtails or mites gets very irritated skin with a cast, and that's just par for the course.
Yeah, fortunately I've never had to deal with a cast in my life, you know, knock on wood.
It becomes uncomfortable
Yeah.
at a certain point.
I would guess, yeah, I would bet, yes. Okay, thank you. Good luck with the doctors and the cast and all that. Like I say, I can't think of doing anything other than maybe patting your arm with some diatomaceous earth.
Well,
maybe mix it with some lavender and tell them, you know, lavender smells good, and mix the oil, and they won't know diatomaceous earth is in it, and just say, hey, do you mind if I put some lavender oil on my arm? You don't have to talk about mites or anything like that.
okay.
Okay?
Okay, I'll take your advice.
Problem solved, I hope. Okay. Thank you. Keep coming back. Okay, Mary, you have a couple of questions to read there. Let's run through some of those before we open the lines up to some others.
Yes, I do. The first one is, hi, Richard. I'm finally getting my son to do stage 1 of the King diet. Could you advise about fruit? Not seeing a
well,
that.
How about cherries and oranges and peaches and what else would be? Robin, you want to handle that one?
Sure. You can't really eat fruit on the King diet except for lemons and limes.
Lemon and lime. Yep. Stage 1.
If you're doing well on stage 1, you can add green apples and bananas, and I have successfully added grapefruit as well.
All right, yeah. So we can, stage 2 can take you into 5 possible fruits. So,
and at the end of stage 2, you can add little tiny bits of blueberries, like 5 blueberries.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it's strange. If you're only dealing with Morgellons, it seems that blueberries may be okay, but most of us are also dealing with springtails and columbella, and
right.
Blueberries are a definite problem. So, yeah, so maybe at the end of stage 2, you can go to blueberries. Yeah, so we don't talk much about fruit because there's not much about fruit that we can have that doesn't feed these skin parasites. What's the next question?
Let's see. It seemed to get better, but then they just adapted to the diet and came back in spades. I spoke with you about it on Sundays, and we eliminated items from my diet until I whittled it down to eggs, salt, pepper, butter, and lefiniron, without success. Starting fresh now, we thought it was columbella, but now I think it is Morgellons. I used toothpaste with fluoride for most of the 9 months, using baking soda only this time. We have fluoride in our city water here. Will a Brita filter take that out? Or should I use distilled water only? Thanks. P.S. I just ordered the Parasite stop from the store, and I'm excited to try it. I've tried many of your other products without success, but that's okay. We'll keep fighting.
Okay, well, let's address the water issue first. The water issue, distilled water is the best. However, if you only drink distilled water, it's going to deplete your body of minerals. So you only want to use distilled water if you're using the ionic minerals that we have that will infuse the water with minerals and also help alkalize the system. Number 2, salt. Yes, it's on the diet, but you got to read the ingredients. And a mistake that many people, including in our first segment, we were talking about the cure, and Marge had written in that she had thought she was cured and had gotten reinfected because she abused the diet. But Marge is also someone who found that what kept her from having the diet kick in the beginning was that she was using diamond salt, and it's got sugar in it. So it could be a simple thing as that keeps the diet from kicking in. The next number, he's ordered the Parasite Stop formula, which I'm glad to hear, and that could definitely be very beneficial. You start with maybe 3 a day. They're big capsules, 3 a day, 1 with each meal. Some people have said that they can take them between meals, but I don't know. It's best probably to take them with a meal. Go up to maybe as many as 6 a day, and then get to the point where you make that diet work. If you have to add the glutathione, boost it, absolutely. You should be doing that anyway. Make the diet work, and once you get the diet to work, you can start backing off and go to 5 a day, 4 a day, 3 a day. And eventually I think we're going to be coming out with a smaller capsule so that you can even reduce the amount beyond 1 capsule a day. So is there any points I missed on that one, Mary?
Yes, also the fluoride.
Oh, fluoride, absolutely. Well, fluoride really doesn't have any impact, to my knowledge, on the activity of these parasites, the skin parasites. But fluoride, very controversial. There are many dentists who claim that it really helps reduce what do they call it, cavities. But there are many people who say that basically fluoride is a waste product, and it is. They use the waste product from industry to put it into water, and this goes back, I think, until the 50s, 1950s or so, where they started this practice. And the research is in question, though. There's more research that says that fluoride helps assimilate aluminum in the brain, and it's sort of like a magnet that and aluminum is not good in the brain. It's suspected that many areas by contributing to dementia and Alzheimer's. So you want to do anything you can to avoid aluminum. So you don't want to ever use aluminum pots and pans like my mother did and died from Alzheimer's when she was young. You never want to use the antiperspirant that has aluminum in it, that goes right under your arms, absorbed there. You want to use deodorants. You never want to use anything with aluminum. You don't want to use regular baking powder with aluminum. So you want to use our toothpaste, or get some toothpaste from the health food store that is aluminum free and also fluoride free. So most toothpaste don't have aluminum, they have fluoride in them. So get fluoride-free toothpaste, if anything at all. So that's just basically, we're about health. And most people tell me that after they get their lives back, they're healthier than they were. And this is just one more thing that you can do to get even healthier. Get rid of aluminum from your diet. Now, the toothpaste that has aluminum in it, I was speaking to my oral surgeon about it. He's in favor of it, but you need to spit it out. But guess what? I introduced to him our mouthwash, and he ordered 100 bottles. And he's using our mouthwash to, instead of Listerine, which he claims dehydrates, or most mouthwashes have alcohol in that dehydrate, and there's a prescription product, Paraxil, that he says is a problem because it can discolor your teeth, it affects your taste buds, it's toxic if you swallow it, and what else? Another major issue with it. Well, anyway, he loves our mouthwash. So our mouthwash is great, and our toothpaste is great, and you don't have to spit either one of them out. Next question.
Anna, you could go next, Anna.
Hi,
Okay,
Anna.
thank you. Yeah, hi. Thank you so much, as always, for the lifeline you provide for all of us here. Okay, I have a few questions, and maybe if I don't want to overspeak, I might, email you the questions if it gets too much. The first one I have is my environmental situation. I'm trying to find a vacuum that is lightweight, that won't spread the springtails, and also I wondered your take on steaming, if that would spread, the problem that I have here. I wondered your feedback on that. And
Robin, go ahead.
Okay, so I have found, those RoboVacs that they're little round. I really like them because you can take the whole thing apart, clean it, and sanitize it after each use. It goes right into the vacuum, so there's not multiple parts. And I've been using it on a rug I'm trying to salvage, and so far so good. So that's the vacuum, or a bagless vacuum with a HEPA filter.
A lot of them are so heavy. I appreciate your feedback so much.
Yeah, but I like the RoboVac because you can it can work with Alexa or with your phone app. It comes with a controller. You just say clean and it goes for it.
What, do you have a particular brand that you found to be helpful?
The one that I found was by Eufy, EUFY.
EUFY, is that Amazon or
Walmart?
Oh, Walmart. Okay, EUFY, and they're not heavy. They're lightweight.
Well, you don't even know it's not heavy, but it just has a little compartment that you pull out. Once you set it up, you don't have to lift it. It goes by itself. You just have to.
Oh, okay. So this is something that you found.
Way.
Yeah, so you just sit it on the floor and turn it loose, and it goes around your whole area. And whenever if it hits the furniture, it just bounces off and changes direction.
Because I have such a small space, and I just could run into everything. But it's safe. I mean, there's no problem with
as long as you don't step on it. As long as you don't step on it.
No, I haven't had any problem. But you want to get wires off the floor, and you just want to move furniture out of its way.
Yeah, so no wires in furniture.
Yeah, so I really like it a lot. And what the second part of the question? What was that?
Yeah, the steamer. It's controversial.
I have a steamer, and steamers will kill things if you keep them on one spot for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you don't want to be moving it around.
Very, very slow.
They are.
And I steam clean this rug I'm trying to salvage about once every 2 weeks now. And it's not totally clear yet. Steaming helps a lot, but it's a lot of work. You don't want to steam.
It's a lot of work. That's the thing, because I had one years ago, maybe 30 years ago, I got from Brookstone, and I have no idea where it is here, probably in a box packed away. But, any particular, so the steamer is something you wouldn't recommend because it's really...
It's a lot of work, and I don't even, I have a couch that I was steaming, but it's just too much work. I'm doing enough, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's an awful lot. Yeah, definitely.
It's good for rugs. It is helpful with rugs, but even that, it's not, I covered my rug with Delta Dust, which is a very powerful pesticide.
Right.
And I left it for 2 weeks, and then it took me like 3 hours to steam the rug clean.
Oh, good.
And the rug was clear for about a week. And then my house reinfested it. So, unless your house is clear, and I don't know what you want to steam clean, I just found, I love my steamer. My rug looks like it's brand new, even though it's 25 years old, but it's not the way, I don't recommend keeping rugs unless there's a real strong reason, and unless it's like a little chair cushion or something, I'm not sure why you would want to steam anything unless you're going to sit and watch a movie.
I see. Okay, well, I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing.
There are different kinds of mites. Some of them are far more resilient than others. It may not be nearly as difficult for you to get rid of your organisms as it is for Robin. some mites migrate and they fly and make it more difficult to control and deal with. Other mites aren't so migratory and are more easily dealt with. So it depends on what type of organisms you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. I think mine are flying because I noticed I haven't had a scratch in a long time. Then I had this large scratch on my leg, and so that's a new kid on the block here. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, environmentally. So the vacuum, I'm going to check out, the Robo Vac, and I really thank you for the feedback. I have a couple
scratches on the legs. Something that looks like a scratch is actually mites create these like line scratch-like lesions.
Right, I have several. Yeah, I have several on my thighs before, like embedded in my skin. It's weird.
Is it like a straight line?
Yeah, I have some on my thigh, and then I have a new scratch on my leg.
Yeah, that typically is a mite that carries columbella or springtails or vice versa.
Yeah, springtails. Yeah, I think they fly. I think they're flying in here. Again, it's the whole story here where I'm living. It's just.
Do you have the electrostatic sprayer?
No, I don't have it because, like I say, I can't lift a whole lot, and neither can my husband here. So
well, the electrostatic sprayer only weighs like about 7 or 8 pounds. It's not.
Yeah, it's an awful lot for me to lift. It's an awful
hands?
Lot.
You hold it with 2 hands.
Yeah, but I have osteoporosis. I have to be careful.
Oh.
Yeah, and my husband has a back issue. See, that's one of the can only do what I can do. I don't want to hurt myself more.
Well, the point with the electrostatic sprayer is you don't have to hold it a long time. You can lift it up, squirt it in an area, and set it down, and just 2 seconds, you can clear a whole area.
Also, when we give contact information later, I have something that will help tremendously with osteoporosis.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, and
great.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, real quickly. I have I don't know what your take is on the MTHR mutation. And I have that, and it's controversial because I've read that many people have it and they're not affected by the, by having the methylated, issue. But I'm just wondering, have you, ever heard that it can be connected to a pheromone issue, or for those of us who are susceptible to, springtails and Morgellons? Do you know anything about that?
What is it?
The MTHR mutation.
What is it?
Okay, it's a mutation that makes it difficult for people to process the B vitamins, and they recommend, again, depending upon what you want to believe, that if you take the B vitamins, they have to be methylated. I think it's B12 only.
Oh, okay. I don't know enough to comment on it.
Yeah, I was just curious about that. The other thing, real quickly, is about the boron. I know that there is a 30 milligram, dose, and then there's a lesser amount of boron. How does one determine how much boron they need to take?
Well, the tablets that we have come in 3 milligrams, and on the Shop for Life, Shop for Morgellons, they have boron, but it's I would start with ours and go like maybe 6 milligrams a day. That's 3 little tablets, and then go up 1 or 2 a day until you get to 30 milligrams a day.
So starting off at 6 milligrams, like 2 a day, which is
2 or 3 a day, sure, and work up to 30 milligrams a day. That's if you're dealing with Morgellons. If you're not dealing with Morgellons, no need to do that.
Is there, in other words, can you get toxic with that, though, if you get up to 30 milligrams?
Go to their site and read it. I think they have more information. I don't know it off the top of my head. It's
okay, because I was curious about that. Yeah.
There may be some cautions, and I don't know them off the top of my head.
I appreciate that.
Even with our Parasite Stop formula, there are some cautions. I don't remember them all, but just read them and be wary. That's all.
Okay. And the last question, if I could, is it okay to go on just real quickly?
Sure. If you write me,
Mary
will read your question next week. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering about the dark chocolate issue, the alkalized chocolate. What about the sugar-free dark chocolate one, can purchase in a retail store without sugar?
If it has xylitol or any other sweetener in it, it's no good. So all right.
I tried those chocolates and I had severe reactions.
Really? So, I mean, the ones without just dark chocolate with nothing else, ingredient-wise?
Yeah, no. I mean,
you have to experiment. You have to experiment, and
I wish there was a bar that that you all could manufacture with the alkalized dark chocolate in a bar. Rather than powder.
Yeah, dark chocolate is one of the best things that you can do. It's a tremendous antioxidant. It has so much value, so much value. It's a prebiotic as well. It's phenomenal. So anybody out there, if you like chocolate, get our dark chocolate cocoa powder. It's phenomenal. The antioxidant value outweighs just about everything except glutathione. It's miles ahead of everything. Acai berry, everything. And it's a prebiotic. It's not phenomenal. It's really a powerful, magical health food.
Mm-hmm. You think that they could ever, think about, producing a dark chocolate bar?
Well, if anybody knows of one, I'd be glad to look at it.
Yeah, because that would be easier,
adding it to our offerings, sure.
Yeah, that would be much easier. Okay, well, listen, again, I'm very grateful for being able to...
Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Mary, you got another question?
Yes. This one's short. It says, hello, I was wondering if Abilify helps with skin parasites. I was suggested to get on it. I've been on Zoloft for years. Thanks for your response, Michelle.
Okay, the answer to that is yes, it's one of the medications that are listed in Chapter 6 of my book, and so is Zoloft. I think 25 milligrams per day for Zoloft was recommended or found to be useful. Again, these are recommendations. You need to discuss them with your doctor. And again, our Parasite Stop herbal formula is to replace the need to take any of these medications. But when it comes to depression, I can't imagine anybody out there who has not gotten the diet to kick in yet who isn't depressed. And sure, why not ask your doctor for a prescription for Abilify, because that's what it's for. And it also helps reduce dopamine uptake in the brain. And you may also use our Parasite Stop formula in addition to it and really kick things into high gear. Okay. Chris, you got somebody else?
Yes. Melanie, you can go next.
Hi, Melanie.
Yeah, I'll make this brief. I wanted to say that the lucinerone is a game changer. And secondly, I was having trouble with, pasta or rice, and instead, I didn't think it would taste very good, but I've been using cauliflower rice instead of pasta, and then just adding vegetables, and that has made the diet so much more manageable.
What is that, cauliflower?
Yeah, it's called cauliflower rice, but it's really just cauliflower, and you put a little butter in, and you use it like you would rice, and then you just add your vegetables. And
okay.
You throw in a little bit of Worcestershire sauce and a few, a little bit of spices, salt and pepper. It's amazing. It actually tastes great.
I think Worcestershire sauce has soy and a couple other things that
you'd want to check those ingredients. That was what I was going to ask you. So you want to check those ingredients. There may be a little problem in the Worcestershire sauce.
Okay, yeah, but you can kind of jazz it up, and it's really indistinguishable from rice. You wouldn't believe it's true, but it really is.
Great. Thanks for sharing.
We're wrestling with what do I eat besides eggs and vegetables. I need some pasta or something to go with the vegetables. That cauliflower rice is pretty darn good.
Great. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. That's good news. So we'll have to look into that and maybe add that into diet.
Great. You can make pizza crust with cauliflower, ground up cauliflower they sell with nothing else in it.
It's the same thing. They just call it cauliflower rice because it's grated very finely, and it looks like rice. And,
so it's cauliflower, but not rice. I was thinking there's a different kind of rice that you were talking about.
Well, when you buy it, you can buy it frozen or buy it packaged, but they call it cauliflower rice.
Okay.
All it really is very finely grated cauliflower that you mix with butter, and it looks like rice.
Oh, great.
But
okay.
It's a little bland, but once you add the butter and the vegetables, throw in some onion and chicken, you wouldn't even know that it isn't white rice.
Yeah, great. Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing, Melanie. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Mary, you got another question?
Yeah. Dear Richard, I received your emails. Thank you very much in advance and all you do to help people with these matters. God bless you. I don't know how I got these parasites other than when I was visiting in Phoenix, Arizona, I had a big black fly that bit me behind my neck, behind my ear, and I haven't felt right since then. I suffered the first couple of years. I've been to so many doctors for help but got nowhere. I was told by them that I was hallucinating, and now that is a mark on my medical records, which is not good. I'm willing to and want to try the ivermectin and get on your diet. Where can I buy the ivermectin? Can you recommend me to that place? Thank you, Laura.
Well, first, many people, for some reason or other, when they think of skin parasites or whatever, they turn to ivermectin. I don't know what it is about this or how it's gotten out there, but basically ivermectin, when it comes to Morgellons and Cauliflower, even Strongyloides, it's at most a status quo type of medication. On a rare occasion, I'll find somebody that says, oh yeah, ivermectin really helped. Well, if that's the case, it wasn't really what it was something else. It helps you with scabies is what it's recommended for. And there are other nematodes that it is recommended for. So it didn't help with Morgellons. It helped with the cofactors that help make Morgellons more manageable and easier to get rid of. So it's likewise, people say, well, Lufeneron cured me. No, not of Morgellons or Cauliflower or skin parasite. Lufeneron gets rid of the fungal component and helps deal with the mites by inhibiting the ability to lay eggs that matriculate. So ivermectin at most is status quo. What is a far better medication in dealing with intestinal parasites and nematodes in the body is fenbendazole, is far better, and you can use them together. So that's my answer for that. Of course, I checked and this person had not been in the program, and I sent her information how to join the program so that she can get the questionnaire and get the evaluation, which spells out how to use fenbendazole as well as our mouthwash and diatomaceous earth for internal cleansing. Yes, Robin.
I just want to say that I think Lufeneron and Nitin-Pyram are even more effective if you're dealing with mites or other cofactors.
Absolutely, Nitin-Pyram if you're dealing with mites. Intestinal parasites, it's best with fenbendazole. Great, thank you. All right, anybody else, Chris?
Yes, Susie, you could go next, Susie.
Hi, Susie.
Good. I just wanted to say, I sent you an email probably about a month ago just saying that I was doing really well.
Yes.
I actually have the bird mites that affected me for a couple of years before I got on the diet. The big game changer for me was Abilify. And being on that and working my way through the diet, then now I'm doing really well. I just wanted to say that.
So wonderful to hear that. So wonderful. Perhaps you consider being one of our guests in near coming weeks, and you can come on and share your experience from A to Z, and we can ask you questions, and everybody can learn from you and be inspired. Would that work?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. All right, send me an email, and we'll schedule a time for you to come on and share your experience.
Okay, thank you.
The next one says, I'm showing symptoms of Morgellons, white fuzz floating around, and things starting to come out of my skin, like a couple pieces of small silver, white silver of what looks like plastic. Did you overcome this as well? And do I shed this around? And how do I keep them controlled? I have the tools from you, just having a moment. Tessica.
Yes, having a moment. It's easy when you get a flare-up or have a recurrence or something like that to have a moment and kind of panic a bit, yes. The basics. Keep making the diet work. The journal. Keep the journal. If you're having a moment, it means that you made a mistake. And it's important to figure out where that mistake came from. It could be where you were, proximity to some place or some where you traveled or your automobile. It could be what you ate. So you want to always be keeping a diary. Very important to do that so that you can figure it out, discover it. And when we talk about stress management, see, when we have a moment, what happens with our ability to be creative, to figure things out, Robin, when we're having a moment?
What can you do to be creative?
Well, what happens when we're having a moment, when we're, caught up in the anxiety of it? Our IQ drops.
You can slow yourself down and take some deep breaths and say some affirmations. If you're creative, you have the strength to fight back. You could think of, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you can be creative, you can try something new. You can get that different result.
Right, and Robin has been very creative through her experience and discovered a lot of things that we've taken advantage of in her quest to get her life back. And we're fortunate to have Robin because she has particularly resilient organisms that she's dealing with that are probably more resilient and difficult than most of us. So, but anyway, that's why we have a stress management segment. So what's the next question?
The next one is from Michelle, and she says, hello, Richard. I was wondering if coconut oil helps. I've rubbed it into my skin, and it seems to bring out whatever is in my skin. Is coconut oil a good thing, or does it feed parasites? Your input is greatly appreciated.
Well, anything you put on your skin is not going to make them worse, from my experience. And coconut oil, by the way, happens to be an ingredient that is in most of our skin creams and lotions, along with jojoba oil and what else? There may be another
shea
butter. Right. All these things are great, and of course, the nature's gift. They're just carriers to help the nature's gift hydrate your skin and get into the deeper levels of your skin. So anything you put on your skin. In fact, if you are only dealing with Morgellons and are not dealing with a component of calendula, you can consume coconut oil. That's no problem. But unfortunately, as I've mentioned before, basically 90% of us are also dealing with springtails and Morgellons, so it's a little risky. So,
I also want to say coconut oil has a lot of healing properties, and it's a great carrier oil. So if you want to make your own mixes like I do, coconut oil along with neem oil, organic neem oil are a good base to use. Just don't eat coconut oil because it will feed parasites, and they will love it. So it's great on your skin, but not internally.
Yes, unless you're only dealing with Morgellons.
Right, but
that's
so rare.
But that's so rare. Yeah. Okay, next question. Is this our last one?
Yes. Mimosa pudica seeds supposed to be great for internal parasites. With calendula, can I take it? Thank you for your advice, Lena.
I don't know. How do you test? How do you test and find out?
You keep a diary.
Keep a diary. Read chapter 4.
Only change that one thing.
Change that one thing. But first of all, make the diet work. You can't test any food or any ingredient if you haven't made the diet work. When you get the diet working for you, you will have minimal skin activity, minimal itching, no biting, no biting at all. I mean, you'll sleep through the night. You'll think you were cured. It's that fantastic when you make the diet work. And then don't wait a week or two. You know, if you want to test the food, you want to test it as soon as you get the diet working. So you make the diet work and you have some mimosa seed or whatever it was. It could be whatever, whatever food you want that's not listed in the book. It could be an Indian dish or something from India. It could be from Venezuela, you know, Ecuador, you know, some food that's native to you're familiar with but isn't in. Then you test it and you have some amount of it. And you watch and see if you react within the next 20 minutes or so. If you do, well, that's your answer. That's your answer. So you can test any food just as I tested them all to discover the diet.